You guys, I have got to tell you, we are jumping into Game 3 right now of Nerchio versus Polt, and I am settling in for the long haul. I will tell you right now, this is a little bit longer of a game. I'm not going to spoil it and tell you exactly how long it is. It's a little bit longer. I promise it's not longer than an hour. I promise that. It's not the longest game I've ever cast. It's just a little on the lengthy side, so I am settling in for a long game. I have got my glass of orange juice, which I'm going to right now actually take a sip from. Hang on. There we go. Alright, because I am going to be settling in to cast this entire game right now, all in one part, all in one go. We are currently tied 1-1 in Nerchio versus Polt from the GIGABYTE Cup, and spawning here in the top right position as the blue Terran playing from Team TSL, we have Polt. Spawning in the bottom left position of GSL Daybreak as the red Zerg playing from Team aAaNerchio, we have Nerchio. So, let's see, where can we start? Game 1. Game 1, Polt. Man, he just took that game with such strong aggression. His aggression was really, really good, and with just non-stop aggression was able to take Nerchio out in Game 1. But in Game 2, Nerchio finally got the chance to get those 3 bases up and went to town with full-out Ling Roach aggression while he expanded all over the map with lots and lots of very good upgrades for his Lings and his Roaches. Did very, very well. How is he going to fare in Game 3 here on GSL Daybreak? Looks like he is going to be taking a fast expansion as that hatchery is now down. No gas, no pool quite yet, but I am going to be expecting that to be going down very, very shortly here, as it looks like he is going to be saving up those resources, and it looks like it is going to be a 15 pool here from Nerchio, and there we go. Yes, that drone is getting ready, and there goes that pool. Now, interestingly enough, we are also seeing a fast expansion coming out of Polt as well. Now, as the loser of Game 2, Polt did select this final map for this Game 3, and I think this was a wise choice here by Polt, and I would imagine that we are going to be seeing some strong siege tank play here out of Polt very shortly, just because this map definitely tends to favor siege tanks just a smidgen. If you notice, the natural expansion is on a high ground, the main is on a very high ground, natural's on high ground, and then this low ground kind of goes around for a little while, but almost all the time there are high grounds that you have to cross every single time to get to your opponent's bases until these destructible debris in the middle are taken out. And so Terrans are very, very comfortable with putting a whole bunch of siege tanks and slow pushing through the middle of the map, placing lots of siege tanks on the high grounds, making lots of very hard to pass areas for Zergs, and it can be very, very hard. So I think this is a wise choice from Polt to take as a Game 3 map. Now, we do see the refinery has gone down for Polt, followed by that command center and barracks. Looks like he's going to be getting up some kind of tech here, and Nerchio trying to stick around long enough to find out what. This drone has actually been alive really, really long, and it's currently at 1 hit point, and man, he looks like he's actually going to stay alive even longer right now. Oh, but he's not going to scout the factory that just got thrown down by Polt. Not going to know that his opponent went for that factory tech, but we do have 6 Zerglings currently on the way, and oh, they might be able to slip in before that tech lab starts to go down, or that reactor. Oh, nope, there we go. The reactor does finally go down, and that is going to deny Nerchio from too much scouting information, but he's going to want to move in with these Zerglings, and it looks like he might be able to pick off the mule. That is going to be huge this early in the game. An early mule provides you with so much income that losing that mule is going to be a huge loss there for Polt. If Nerchio pokes up this ramp, though, he's going to be able to scout this reactor, might even be able to see the factory from there. We do see a 3rd command center going down already for Polt, so Polt going into super macro mode right now. We do see Zergling speed has been started. It is halfway on the way. Guys have been pulled off of gas right now, and Nerchio just focusing on getting up lots and lots of drones, currently up in Harvesters 29 to 21, while he continues to be active with these Zerglings, placing 1 on each Xel'Naga watchtower, and the other moving around, just checking for any kind of early starports. Needs to be careful, needs to be wary of any proxy starports, because that is something that is always a possibility. Nerchio just being sure he covers all of his bases. We currently see that there is only 1 refinery up still for Polt, as it looks like he's just now going to be getting ready to take his natural expansion once again. 2 Hellions are now out on the map, and he's going to be poking in to make sure that there are no Zerglings getting ready for a counterattack as he zips around the side of the map before going straight to his opponent's base. Now we do see a third has been taken here by Nerchio, so he's going to be getting up more economy-based play, and that's generally what I have seen from Nerchio in the few games that I've cast. Of Nerchio's games, he seems to like to get up that 3 hatcheries, but once he's on the 3 hatcheries, he goes big macro mode, super aggressive, while he just takes over the entire map, expanding all over the place, and just doing huge damage with Roach Ling aggression. Stefano is actually another player who plays like this a lot. Stefano is known to go for early aggression. Sometimes I'll see Stefano go for 2 base aggression, but very commonly you will see him also go for that 3 base aggression where he will get up that fast 3 bases and then just go for huge aggressive style. We do see 1 evolution chamber currently on the way. Do we have 1 up already? No, we don't have 1 up, but we do have a roach warren up, and several roaches just now popping out here for Nerchio. So looks like right after getting this 3rd base up, he's going to be getting very aggressive as he's now moving out with this group of roaches to try to push these Hellions back. As we can see, more and more Hellions are coming out here for Polt, but he is just now pulling that factory off of that reactor, and he's going to be throwing down more barracks. So it looks like it's going to be an identical build to the build that he went for in Game 2. In the meantime, he's going to be walling off with some supply depots here, as well as a bunker. We do see that Stim is going to be on the way here for Polt as he continues to throw down more barracks. This 3rd command center still just sitting in the base. It has been morphed into an orbital command for the extra mules he will be getting. 2nd gas now coming up as well, and it looks like once again he's going to be looking to fully saturate on minerals before he takes that 3rd and 4th gas and focus on mineral heavy units in the early game to try to deal some damage to his opponent and try to apply some pressure. As we can see, Nerchio completely comfortable with that right now, as he did produce a few roaches and he's been positioning them at all the entrances to his base so that those Hellions are denied scouting information. Really like that from Nerchio. And as we can see, the 2nd evolution chamber going down once again. I really like this from Nerchio. I always love the double evolution chamber, double upgrades for those ground forces. Oh my god. Allows you to sit on those lings and roaches for quite a while you tech up to while you slowly tech up to higher tech units like brood lords and or Ultralisks. Now we do see 1 Overlord did get into the main of Polt, scout all the barracks. He does know that they went down. Did he actually scout the starport? I don't know. He might have actually seen the starport floating there. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it's possible that he did see that starport going down. That starport is now on a reactor, so he's probably going to be producing some medevacs there very shortly out of that starport. More and more add-ons going down right now on the barracks. And it looks like Nerchio going to start to get a little bit aggressive. He is now going to be moving around with some roaches and lings from all angles. Wants to check all the expansions and make sure his opponent doesn't have any more expansions than he expects right now. Oh, a little bit of miscontrol there from Nerchio as he tries to force his way past a lot of Hellions, and they just roast them up so well. But of course, there were all these SCVs that were moving out. So Nerchio is going to have a pretty good feel for his opponent. That his opponent is going to be taking that fast 3rd base. As we can see, a lot of supply depots going down, as well as a bunker. So Polt being very defensive right now, trying to take up more expansion. There we go. That is Nerchio's reaction. Going to be taking that 4th base right now just because he has a pretty good vibe that his opponent is going to be taking that 3rd here very shortly. We do currently see that double upgrades are on the way. +1 Carapace just about to be finishing up. +1 melee attacks just getting about halfway done. Infestation Pit just finishing up, researching that pathogen glands. Some Hellions continuing to try to poke in at the front and get some good scouting information. We do see Roach Speed just now finishing up here, as well as a 5th base is now being taken here for Nerchio. So it looks like in this game he's decided that he is just going to sit back a little bit, macro up, take lots and lots of bases, and go for heavy late game style. Lots and lots of upgrades. We do see +2 ground carapaces coming on the way, as well as Burrow, but a big group of Marines now moving out once again for Polt. This is a very similar strategy that he did in Game 1 on Metalopolis, where he's trying to move out with lots and lots of small groups of Marines and Marauders to try to deal some damage here and there, poking all over the place, replenishing very fast, and poking again and again and again. Now, we do have 1 macro hatch that is now up here for Nerchio as he continues to produce lots and lots more units. We do see in the base of Polt right now, we see a double engineering bay is currently up. +1 is done. +2 currently on the way. Lots and lots of barracks. Holy cow. 3, 4, 5 barracks with reactors currently out for Polt. We do have 1 or 2 with Tech Lab, both producing Marauders to be able to deal with some of those roaches. And looks like he's gonna he might actually try to go for some drops here. He's got this small group of Marines and Marauders getting ready to move out. We do see that this factory is now producing siege tanks. No siege mode yet on the way here for Polt, but this third base has been well established. If we check out the harvester count right now, holy cow, they are dead even right now. 70 harvesters to 70 harvesters. Polt just now pulling it up to 73 harvesters. That is about where a Terran wants to be. Looks like Nerchio going to be taking another base as he moves in to try to be a little bit more aggressive here. He's got a lot of lings, a lot of roaches, a lot of infestors with a lot of energy saved up. Just a lot of stuff in general as he's going to move forward. If he gets a good fungal growth off, he could trap every single one of these units in a fungal growth. More reinforcements now coming down to try to meet this force. Needs the siege up as soon as possible. Not quite getting the siege up. Doesn't have the siege mode yet. Oh no, and all the forces of Nerchio now moving in. Fungal growth's going down all over everything, and the roaches just going to be cleaning everything up so fast. And Polt, a little bit of a misstep there. I really think he should have been on this side of the destructible rocks. Instead, he moved all of his forces down here below the destructible rocks where Nerchio could get a good surround with all those lings and roaches, and that was terrible positioning there for Polt. Polt really needed to be up here where he could get the concave that he needed so that he'd get a nice arc on his opponent as he tried to come up the ramp. And now Nerchio is in a fantastic position. Going to be going for a big counterattack here at the third base as he's starting to focus down this bunker. SCV is now being pulled off to start to repair it, but as the bunker goes down, and now the lings and roaches as well as the infestors are now swarming in. Infestors need to be very careful here. He could get a good fungal growth off on some of these SCVs. Here come the forces stimming down right now. Fungal growth going down on all those Marines and Marauders, and there is no medevacs here yet to heal them. There we go. Not quite getting there in time to save a bunch of these Marines, and a lot of these lings and roaches now dealing lots and lots of damage to this army, and now Nerchio just being forced to pull back because the forces of Polt are just a little bit too high. There are currently 2-1 in upgrades right now. And more fungal growths going down all over the place as Nerchio just tries to pull back to his reinforcements. 26 Zerglings on the way as well as 5 Infestors. Spire Tech now coming on the way here for Nerchio as well. Nice burrow of those Infestors. Probably lost a couple more than he should have there, but at this point he is in full macro mode. He is mining on 6 bases right now. He has so many bases. Hive Tech is now done. Somewhere around here we've got a Spire that was produced. Did I miss it? There it is. There's that Spire. We do currently have that Spire, which is now on the way. In terms of upgrades right now, we do have +3 Carapace being started, as well as +2 melee attacks, and that is going to be finishing up here very soon, as so many Zerglings are now going to be flooding into the third base of Polt, and oh my goodness, that is a lot of SCVs that are now going down to Nerchio's, to Polt's siege, to Nerchio's lings. Polt, however, has these siege tanks up on the high ground where he's starting to pick off quite a few lings, and now Nerchio just going to be pulling back, not before seeing that this 4th command center did go down, and it looks like Polt going to be gearing up to do a bit of a drop here in this top position. There is one ling actually here on the other side of the ramp that he did actually see that, and here come all of these forces from Polt. He's going to need to pick those up as soon as possible as the lings are once moving again, but Polt kind of caught out of position there with those siege tanks, but Nerchio not really getting the best of surrounds on those siege tanks anyway, losing a lot of lings kind of carelessly there, but he does finally manage to clean up that attack, and so many medevacs are about to go down to all these fungal growths, and beautiful move there by Nerchio, now dropping down some infested Terran Marines to, while he sends his lings going for SCVs, trying to do as much economic damage as he can. Looks like that drop was effective in the top position as he did manage to take down all of the workers there, but this damage is being done so much damage is being done here to this third base of Polt. If we check out the harvester count right now, we can see that Polt is down to 55 workers to the 73 of Nerchio. If we check out the workers killed count, 30 workers killed right now for Nerchio. We see adrenal glands just now finishing up for Nerchio. We do see that a greater Spire is now on the way. More and more units being produced by Nerchio. +3 Carapace is getting close to being done. +3 melee attacks has not quite been started yet, but he's continuing to get lots and lots more forces up right now. More and more mining bases all over the place while he continues to scout his opponent's bases right now. He's got lings in every position. Looks like he's going to be retaking this hatchery here, and now it looks like we do have Corruptors now out on the field. He's going to be waiting for that greater Spire to finish, and then he's going to start to push in with lots and lots of Broodlords. And what is Polt going to be able to do to respond to that? In the base right now of Polt, looks like he's about to finish on +3 on his Bioforce, and that is going to be very, very strong. +3 Marine Marauder is actually ridiculously tanky, very strong, very hard to deal with, but Broodlords are definitely a good way of dealing with it, and here we go. Oh no, 9 Broodlords now on the way here for Nerchio, and that is going to be a big number of forces Therefore, Nerchio more proxy, or not proxy command centers, but macro hatches going down somewhere on the map. No, we actually just have expansions just going down all over the place right now for Nerchio. I saw them on the production tab, thought they might be macro hatches, but no, he is actually just going to be trying to take over the entire map right now. Now, Polt has done a pretty good job of trying to get back in here, but oh my goodness, we have burrowed Zerglings in the third expansion of Polt that he does not yet know about, but the Broodlords have just now been revealed by Nerchio, and he's now moving in with a big force. There is a drop that is gearing up to deny that base from going down in that northern position, but these Broodlords are now moving in, and there are no Vikings yet on the field for Polt. Polt needs to retreat, needs to pull back to as many Vikings as he can. He's now stimming in with this group of forces, going to be able to deny this base, but these Broodlords are doing so much damage right now. Gonna start to focus down all of these units, forcing him to unsiege all these siege tanks, because the siege tanks would be sieging his own units here. With all these broodlings coming in, the siege tanks would have so much friendly fire and so much damage being dealt right now by these broodlords. So much of the army is diminishing so fast, and now these lings have been unburrowed at this lower location. So many workers being killed, 60 workers killed right now. This drop for Polt is now moving into this third base of Nerchio, gonna start to do some more damage down here, and he's actually doing quite a bit of damage, but there are just so many forces out on the field right now for Nerchio as he continues to deal more and more damage to this army. And oh my goodness, so many Broodlords, but I think they might actually go down. The Marine numbers here are getting very high here for Polt, but no, the fungal growth's going down all over those Marines, and those Marines are going to fall. In the meantime, we do currently have more. This drop still doing a lot of damage down here, still hasn't been cleaned up. Looks like he might actually get that command center. Yes, the hatchery, or the hatchery I meant to say, and the hatchery does go down, and it looks like Vikings are now out on the field, and these Broodlords are actually going to fall. Can Polt actually come back from this? I don't know. At this point, it looks like Nerchio has lost a lot more in the resources tab. If we check out the workers killed count, Nerchio is still way up in workers right now, 71 harvesters to 38, and of course Nerchio has killed 61 workers as well, remaxing on Zerglings quite a bit. Lots more infestors are on the way, as well as corruptors. Plus three for Zerglings about to be completed. Keep in mind that these Zerglings also do have that adrenal glands upgrade, but this base down here has been completely denied from doing any kind of mining down here at all. And Polt, I think, is actually going to be in a lot of trouble here. I just don't know if he can recover from this. Nerchio does have this base in the northern position. Once again, he's retaking this base as well, as he continues to just get more and more lings and infestors up. Infestors, very, very cost-effective units, just because you can kind of just deal damage and then fall back and just wait for your energy to replenish. You can also throw down entire armies of infested Terran Marines that can be very, very strong right now. I don't think we have any upgrades yet in missile attacks, so they're not going to be doing as much damage as they possibly could, but I don't think they really need to, as we do currently have a lot of them on the field right now. It looks like the infestor count is extremely high, and it looks like Polt's going to be going for a bit of a counterattack here, but fungal growth's going down on all those medevacs and all those Marines, and I think this is exactly what Nerchio was hoping for. Wants to just clean up all these attacks so easily with these cost-effective infestors, and so much damage has been dealt to Polt right now. Polt currently sitting at 90 food to the 100, and 40 of Nerchio. Oh no, a little bit of miscontrol there from Nerchio, as he does manage to burrow those in time, but it looks like no, those infestors are going to be taken out. One more drop is going to be going down here in the northern position, but it is going to get cleaned up by Nerchio. Nerchio still in such a strong economy right now compared to his opponent, and I think he's going to be doing very, very, very well in this game. But I don't know if Polt can get his act together, start doing lots of drops all over the place. Nerchio is just being so good about denying drops right now. He's all over the place with those lings. Those lings are just so fast. Notice how mobile he's being. If you just watch the mini-map, you just watch as his lings move back and forth, constantly moving between bases, trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. Wants to be all over the map and be able to respond as quickly as he can to the forces of his opponent. We do see here comes a big engagement as all the fungal growths are going down all over these Marines and siege tanks, and it looks like Nerchio going to be able to clean this attack up with ease. These infestors so good. He's actually kind of losing a lot of infestors here, but he doesn't have a whole lot else to be able to defend this with. More Zerglings are coming on the way right now. More Corruptors on the way as well. Needs to be morphed to Broodlords, and oh my god, all those Marines are so low. One fungal growth would be able to clean up all those Marines quite nicely, but these two Marauders actually getting quite a few more kills than they should be. Lings now streaming in for Nerchio. Going to be able to pick those 4 forces off, and now all the rest of Polt's Marines now just going to be pulling back, and there we go. Broodlords now coming down for Nerchio. The food count is currently 150 to 92. Polt has really just not been able to do a whole lot in a while. He hasn't been able to switch tech as much as he would have really liked. Still not creating a whole lot of Vikings. Needs to be getting that Viking count up way higher, but instead he's being forced to replenish his medevac count here so often that he's really hasn't had any time to get those Vikings up. But the fact that he saw those Corruptors earlier should really tell him that Broodlords are coming, though, and he really should be starting to get a lot of Vikings up. Now, Nerchio continuing to be very, very aggressively scouting with small groups of Lings. This is very, very strong. You absolutely something you want to do in late game, because late game Zerglings are just really good. Once your opponent starts to get spread out on lots and lots of bases, and your Zerglings can be moving all over the map, counterattacking all over the place, and oh no, Polt is moving out with Siege Tanks and Marines, but doesn't realize that there are so many Broodlords here, and it looks like just as soon as he sees them, he's just going to be forced to pack up and pull back. There isn't going to be a whole lot he can do about it. Oh, his big fungal growths are now going down all over these Marines and Marauders. 3/3 Zerglings with Adrenal Glands now moving in, as well as all these Broodlords. So much damage being dealt right now. He's trying to pull back to his Broodlords because those Broodlords are just ever so slow as he's moving in, and Polt just has not had any chance to be aggressive at all this game. Nerchio just in too much of a big style macro mode, and here comes the final engagement, I think this is going to pretty much end it, as Polt has pretty much run out of resource. He has nothing mining at this lower base. This base is almost mined out, and he has no other active bases. More and more Corruptors now moving in, just in case Polt decides to start getting a lot of Vikings up, but notice he is not even trying to produce any Vikings, as he knows it is pretty much well and over, and there is the GG from Polt. Nerchio takes the series 2-1. Beautifully, beautifully played game by Nerchio. His macro is just so good. His macro is so good. I hope you guys enjoyed watching those games. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Please comment down below and let me know what I'm doing right. Let me know what I am doing wrong. And I don't know, one little announcement I do want to make. Over the coming week, I am going to be moving back to San Francisco from Los Angeles, so I'm gonna be busy with that. I don't know how regular I'm gonna be with my uploads over the next few days, but I promise once I'm back in San Francisco, big things are coming. I'm gonna start to post. I'm gonna still continue with my uploads, but I think I'm also gonna do maybe some tutorial videos. Might do some coaching, and I'm going to start to stream a lot. So for the month of January, watch out, guys, because I am going to be streaming all the time. I'm going to organize all sorts of fun events. I'm going to try to do things like weekly things, like maybe Team Game Tuesdays, where I'll just be playing team games with anybody who wants to play on stream. Maybe I'll designate a few days for, I don't know, Mass 1v1 Mondays. I don't know, where I'll just be doing ladder games that you can watch me on Mondays. I don't know. I'll think of something. I want to be doing something on stream every single day in the month of January, so stick around for that. Be sure to check that out once January comes rolling around. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Glitch out.